It's almost impossible for anything to matter to someone who doesn't believe that they matter. One of the biggest sources of conflict I see in organizations is not that people don't know what to do or how to do it or they disagree about that. It's that they don't really have a shared belief in why it matters. People won't care until they feel cared for. When people feel like they can be replaced, they will act like they can be replaced. They won't show up, they won't commit, they'll look for someone else to work. But when people feel irreplaceable, they act irreplaceable. And that's that feeling of feeling needed. So noticed, affirmed, and needed. Those are the three practice areas. There's a big difference between knowing somebody and noticing them. You can know your best friend, but not notice that they're struggling. You can know your team, but again, not notice that someone's parent is in the hospital, or not notice that they've been struggling on a project. Instead of telling people they did a good job, show them the difference they made. So if they did a good job with a customer, don't just say, hey, good job with that customer. Say, did you see that customer walk away smiling? Think about where they're going, what they're doing. This is part of their day. They drove here, they came in here. Think about that. Thanks for doing that. Thanks for serving that customer in that way. Just that shift can reconnect people to impact. Mattering is the belief that we're a significant part of the world around us that comes from two things: feeling valued and knowing exactly how we add value. It's a very small thing, right? But purposeful leaders have a habit of doing that. They always show people why the work matters. They show people the difference that they make. They're meaning givers. People who experience high levels of meaningfulness in their jobs can connect even the discrete and routine things that they're doing with its inevitable human impact. For example, a lot of us live in an if-then argument. If I get to the weekend, then I'll be rested. If I get to retirement, then I'll be happy. This is called roller coaster motivation. We have this goal, we try to achieve it, and then what? Make another one. Purpose, though, fills the then what? You will never be done enriching as many people's lives as possible. We leave the most important things in our organizations up to intuition, like leadership and caring for people, but intuition does not scale. What scales is practice and skills. We are wired to contribute. Altruism is one of the most primitive parts of our brain. It's one of the only reasons why we've survived as a species to this time. When we are focused on other people, we get what's called the happiness trifecta of neurotransmitters, dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, and it literally controls for mood and movement. It's a basic need. From the moment you were born as a human being, as a baby, researchers find one of the first things you do is tilt your head upward to look for someone to value you. In fact, we have an instinct to search for mattering before we search for food, and that never goes away. That seeking system as human beings. The people on your teams are seeking to feel valued, and that's what mattering is. We physiologically become different and more effective when we have a purpose that's focused on helping other people.